Well, here we are again, Grace and Bible Baptist Church members. We're excited to bring you this instructional video about how we're going to go about having the services this Sunday, May 24th at 10 o'clock. Now, I understand that a lot of these things that we're going to try to implement in our services Sunday are going to be a little strange, and some people may think they're overreaching. But what I want to convey to you in this video is the necessity, as your pastor, that I feel to keep everyone safe in our church. Our church is made up of a lot of elder saints, and we sure want to make sure that they're safe and that they don't have any exposure to this virus. And so we're going to implement these structures and these instructions and guidelines so that we can keep every single member of our church body safe from the coronavirus and from COVID-19. And so a few things may be a little weird, and you just need to bear with us and just be a good sport about it and come in and abide by the guidelines and enjoy the service and worshiping the Lord together as a church. So as we've said in the other prior video, what's going to happen is at 9:45 the church doors will be open, and so we will have greeters there that will open the door for you so you don't have to touch the doors, and as they open the door we'll be able to come in. And depending on, you'll be able to come into any entrance in the front of the building. And as we come in, we will have greeters here that will give you a bulletin and with the instructions for the service and how we should proceed with the guidelines. And then there's also going to be some hand sanitizer here. And then also, if you do not have a mask, you weren't able to bring one from home that you've been using, we will provide a mask for you from the church. Used free of charge. You can use that for all the times that you come to church, and we'll continue to have some extra ones there as we go along. And so there'll be signs indicating some things about, for sure, we want to keep everyone 6 feet apart the very best that we can. We know that at occasions we're going to use the mask as a buffer so that if Brother JD would have to come closer than that to me for any reason, we still have the mask on in the public areas. So in the hallways and in the foyer and in the restroom areas, we want to keep the mask on at all times. Please do that for us for the safety of our members and our membership. And then we're going to have the doors to the auditorium open, so you don't have to touch. There won't be a lot of people touching the doorknobs and touching those surfaces. And so as we come into the service, we will have some ushers that will be here at the front of the back, really, of the auditorium. But as you enter into the aisles, they will direct you to the pews where you can sit. Every other pew will be roped off, and so we would ask you not to sit in those pews that are roped off. And the ushers will just kind of guide you to where you can sit in a safe distance. And so if you're sitting as a family, that's great. If you're by yourself or just with a couple people, that's fine too. Just make sure that you don't seat yourself too close to the other groups and the other people. And so we'll have the service. We're going to enjoy a wonderful service, and we're going to hear the preaching of the Word of God, be able to worship God in the auditorium. And then after the service is over, then we will dismiss you by sections. It'll feel a little bit like camp for those of you that went to camp with us. So we'll dismiss you by sections. That way we don't have a whole lot of people converging on the aisles and all that at one time. So when the section is dismissed, you can go ahead and go on out. And we will not, again, have nursery or children's classes or any of those things. So we want you to worship as a family. And so as we are dismissing in section by section, you'll be able to go on out. The doors will be open again. You can, if you would, please put your mask back on when you go out into the public areas. And then as we're dismissed, we'll have 15 minutes until the doors are closed and the lights are off, and we'll ask everyone to be out so that we can start not only disinfecting but also keep the social distancing and the social interaction down to the very most minimum that we can. And so we're very excited about what God's going to do in this service this Sunday, and we ask you to please abide by these guidelines, and please just put a smile on your face and have a good attitude about it, because we really, in our heart, we want to worship the Lord and we want to have the service, but we also want to keep everyone safe, and we keep everyone from contracting this virus. And so that's our main goal. So we ask you that you would abide by the guidelines and come ready to worship the Lord Sunday morning, and we will take care of all the instructions, all the things. We'll help you do these social distancing guidelines to the very best of our ability, and God will be honored and glorified by us trying to open up and worship the Lord, but be safe at the same time. So can't wait to see you Sunday morning on May 24th.